Hey, it's Michael Douglas, and welcome back to another edition of Dr. Pundit, where we talk about music, not medicine. And I want to talk about Natalie. Natalie on The Facts of Life. I was a big fan when the show was originally on. It was on for 9 seasons, from 1979 to 1988. And one of these did you know things just kind of popped up, and this is something I obviously, researched, and I'm glad I kind of did. On September 19th, 1983, Michael Jackson released the 6th single, 6 out of 7, from his mega hit Thriller album. That song was P.Y.T, Pretty Young Thing, and earned his 6 out of 7 top 10 hits. Song did much better on the pop charts than it did on the R&B charts. It peaked at number 10, but if you ask me, it should have peaked much higher than that, even possibly hitting number 1, because it is such a memorable and very inclusive track on the album. Great song. Now, Jackson and musician Greg Phillinjanes, who later served as musical director of Jackson's Bad and Dangerous tours, originally wrote and recorded a demo of the song, P.Y.T, which producer Quincy Jones passed on. Jones, who initially came up with the title after seeing the phrase on a piece of lingerie, his then-wife, Peggy Lipton, who was one of the stars of the early 70s show, The Mod Squad, was looking for something more mid-tempo and later co-wrote it with the late James Ingram. Once released, P.Y.T went to number 10 on the pop charts. Now, during the recording session for this song, Jackson's sisters LaToya and Janet were also in the studio, along with a very popular 80s sitcom actress. At one point, during the recording, Jones put Janet and her friend Mindy Cohn, who starred as Natalie Green on Facts of Life, on the microphone to help with some backing vocals and to sing as the kids featured on the end of the track. Says Cohn, "Me and Janet Jackson, and I'm the kids at the end too. We went to listen to the record, and Quincy Jones put us on the mic. Have to post the pic on Instagram of the session. It's kind of wild." Other credited backing vocalists on the track include Ingram, Becky Lopez, and Howard Hewitt, who formerly was of the group Shalimar. Cohn, who wasn't credited on the album, posted a group image from the studio that day with Michael and Janet, Quincy Jones, and his Pretty Young Thing co-writer James Ingram, along with other members of the recording crew. She went on to say, "On difficult days, I remind myself that I'm living a life chock full of serendipity, having a once-in-a-lifetime experience all the time, like this recording session for P.Y.T. Though Mindy Cohn's music career didn't develop beyond the song P.Y.T, when Facts of Life came to an end in 1988, Cohn continued acting in film, TV, and later as a voice actor in video games and animation, which features on the shows Kim Possible, Family Guy, and a recurring role as Velma in Scooby-Doo on TV and in film. The role even earned her a Daytime Emmy nomination for the TV show What's New, Scooby-Doo in 2003. Of acting, Cohn said, "I still love it. On-camera stuff, it's very spotty, but I've definitely been able to do 2 or 3 things a year to keep me viable. As an actor, my voiceover career has never made me feel unemployed for the past 7 years." Go get him, Natalie. She was always my favorite on that show. Everybody always says Tootie, but I think they do because of the name. No one says Natalie, but actually Natalie and Tootie were definitely developed as characters on the show if you watched it or were a big fan. And I looked forward to their interactions with each other every week on the show. But I really enjoyed Natalie Green's character, played by Mindy Cohn, because she was smart, sassy, and came up with these, via the writers, her spin on these good retorts at the end of the jokes on the show. So if you've never seen the show Facts of Life, just kind of do a search on YouTube and watch a couple of episodes. I'm Michael Douglas with another kind of did you know factoid about one of the biggest hits of Michael Jackson's career. Even though it peaked at number 10, I think it's a song that became more popular since certainly his death, but as time has gone on and lore surrounding the album Thriller continues to inspire and educate those who choose to discover Michael Jackson with each passing day. I'm Michael Douglas. If you like what you see here on Dr. Pundit, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. And as the late, great Barry White always used to say, let the music play. And I'll see you on the next episode.